Hello and welcome to the very first video in my brand new GoPro Tips and Tricks series. My GoPro Tips and Tricks series will feature several 9-minute or less videos that help you focus on getting the most out of your GoPro camera. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, make sure to hit the subscribe and bell notification button below. In addition, please hit that like button if you appreciate this content. It helps me a whole lot and I really appreciate your support. So in the first video of this GoPro Tips and Tricks series, I'm going to show you everything you need to know for updating the firmware on your GoPro camera. Having the latest firmware offered by GoPro for your camera is important because this helps ensure you have all of the latest features and bug fixes from GoPro. So in today's video, I'm going to show you first of all how to check if your GoPro is running the latest version of firmware available for it. In addition, I'm going to help you check what that newest version of firmware is for your camera. And third, I'm going to show you how to update the firmware on your GoPro. So the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to confirm what the newest version of firmware is for your GoPro camera. To do this, you're simply going to need an internet browser either on your smartphone or your computer. And you're going to type in gopro.com/update. On this page, you're going to see the newest GoPro devices initially listed. And if you don't see your GoPro camera listed, make sure you click the Show All at the bottom there. Once you click the Show All, it's going to load every single device GoPro has ever made. So all you need to do here is simply click on the image of the GoPro camera that you want to update. For today's video, I'm going to be using the newest GoPro Hero 10. But if you have an older camera like the Hero 6, all of this content will be applicable to you as well. Once you've clicked on the icon that represents your camera, a page will load that shows the newest firmware version available for that camera. And it will also show the date that that firmware was released. With the Hero 10, the latest firmware version is version 1.20, and it was released on December 15th, 2021. So now that we've confirmed what the newest firmware version is for your camera, you're next going to check what version your camera is currently running. Now, how you check this will depend on what model of GoPro you have. If you have the Hero 10, the Hero 9, or the Max, this first set of steps will all be the same. You're simply going to swipe down, swipe left, touch preferences, then about, and then the camera info dialog that pops up will show you the version. If you have the Hero 8 or Hero 7 GoPros, you're simply going to swipe down, touch preferences, and then click about. You'll then see the camera info there with the firmware version that your camera is currently running. If you have the Hero 6 or Hero 5 GoPros, you're simply going to swipe down, click preferences, and then selecting about this GoPro. With any GoPros older than the 5, the firmware version should be displayed when you first power on the GoPro on that small front screen. So the first option you have is using the Quik App to update the firmware. I highly recommend going this route first, as it is the easiest way if it works. So you may have seen some of my videos in the past that show you how to manually update your firmware. And the reason I did those is because the Hero 8, the Hero 7, and GoPros that were older than that, it was very difficult to get them to update properly using the app the first time around. Sometimes I would try multiple times, it still wouldn't work, and it was a little bit frustrating. So that's why I created the manual method videos. But the Hero 9 and the Hero 10 work a lot better with the Quik App now, and it makes it a lot easier updating the firmware when it does work. But in today's video, I'm going to show you the Quik App method, and I'm also going to show you the manual method. Because if you have an older GoPro, you may find that the manual method is still the most foolproof. All right, so let's get started on the Quik App method. The first thing you'll need to do is you'll need to install the Quik App on your smartphone if it's not already installed. This app is compatible with Android and iOS devices. I have found it typically works better on iOS devices, but I have done it successfully on Android devices many times. Once you've installed the Quik App, you'll want to make sure you have Bluetooth turned on your smartphone. And you'll also want the GoPro to be close by. In addition, you'll want to have a micro SD card in your GoPro, and you'll want to make sure your GoPro battery is at least at a 50% charge. Next, you're going to open your Quik App, and you're going to click on the GoPro with the plus sign symbol in the upper right. Once you click on this icon, you'll see a searching dialog. The Quik App should detect your camera and prompt you to connect. Now, if it doesn't find your GoPro the first time around, it will say no camera found, and then it will take you to a menu that shows all of the GoPro camera devices. If this does happen, don't panic. Just click on the icon that matches your GoPro model, and then click the button My Camera is On, if your camera's on, If your camera's not on, that's probably the problem and you should turn it on. The Quik App will then provide you with a few steps that are needed to get the Quik App and your GoPro connected. Follow those steps that it shows and then click continue. These steps will vary based on your GoPro model, but on the newest models, it's going to be 3 steps. The app will then say, "We found your GoPro," and it will then show a pair camera button. You'll want to click that button. A connecting dialog will then appear on the screen in the Quik App. Once your camera has successfully connected to the Quik App, if you do need a firmware update, it will usually prompt you for this within about 1 to 2 minutes or sooner. Once it prompts you, a dialog box will pop up in the Quik App. It'll take up the whole screen. You'll then want to click the update button down in the lower right. After clicking update, you'll then click accept and continue. And at this point, if your smartphone isn't already connected to the Wi-Fi network on your GoPro, it's going to prompt you to connect. The Quik App will then move to a menu that says transferring files to camera. It's going to show you the progress with a percentage that rotates around a circle. Once that reaches 100%, it's going to jump to the installing firmware process. And at this point, it's really important that you remain on that screen on your smartphone and that you don't toggle to anything else. In addition, you want to be patient and leave your GoPro powered on and let it go through several restarts as the firmware installs. This will generally take about 2 to 3 minutes to complete. The Quik App will display all set when this is finished, and the GoPro camera will say update complete or show a check mark depending on what model of camera you have. So that's how you update your firmware with the Quik App. If that method didn't work, or if you have an older camera and need to use the manual method, I'm going to show you the manual method next. For the manual method, you're going to need 3 things. You're going to need a computer that's running Windows, macOS, or Linux. In addition, you're going to need your GoPro with at least 50% charge on the battery. And third, you're going to need your micro SD card and some type of SD card or USB to micro SD adapter if your computer doesn't have a micro SD slot. And for this demonstration, I'll once again be using the Hero 10. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to that gopro.com/update screen again. And on that screen, you're going to select your GoPro model from the list. Once you've selected it and scrolled down a bit, you're going to want to click Update Your Camera manually. On the next page, you're going to download the update. This update will download directly to the Downloads folder on your computer, or whatever folder you have set as your default download folder. Once this folder is finished downloading, you're going to navigate to the folder it downloaded to, and you're going to see a folder named update.zip. You're going to right click on this and click extract. What you want to do at this point is you want to extract that file. In most operating systems, you're going to simply right click on it and click extract all. Some may say extract all, and some may have a slightly different text there, but generally it will contain the word extract. And what you'll end up with after extracting is a simple folder named update. At this point, you'll want to insert that micro SD card into your computer. You're then going to right click on the update folder that extracted, and you're going to select copy. You're then going to navigate to the micro SD card folder on your computer, and you're going to paste the update folder within that. And you want to make sure you get the entire update folder. You want that parent folder structure. Otherwise, this update will not work. Once the update folder has finished copying to micro SD card, you can eject it from your computer. You're then going to insert the micro SD card back into your GoPro, and you're going to power on your GoPro. The camera is going to beep and show a status bar indicating that it's installing the first part of the update, and then it's usually going to restart 1 or 2 more times, and then it's going to say update complete or show the check mark depending on your GoPro model. And once you see the update complete or the check mark, the firmware update is finished. At that point, you can format your micro SD card if you want to, but it's not necessary to do it right then. That update folder will not do any harm on there, and the camera will not attempt to install the update again because it already detects that that version is present on the camera. Now, I don't like clutter, so I usually like to format my micro SD card after that, but it is totally up to you. Just remember that when you do format your card, you'll lose everything on that card. So make sure anything that you want to keep is backed up off the card first. I hope you found episode 1 of my GoPro tips and tricks series useful, and I look forward to publishing a lot more content in this series. You'll see many of these videos mixed in with my other content with the aim of helping you get the most out of your GoPro camera. Until we talk again, happy GoProing.